Hello everyone, this is Red from Red's Third Dimension Gaming, and today I am bringing you a review on Samurai Warriors 4 for the PlayStation 4. First, this is the 10th anniversary of Samurai Warriors, and it has sold over 34 million units worldwide on all the games. That's pretty good so far. And in this game you get up to 55 playable warriors, and there are new battle modes. And I'm not sure how much of the story has changed since the last one, because I've never played a Samurai Warriors game before, but I played Dynasty Warriors, and I actually like the story modes in these games a lot better, because if there's more interaction with the characters than Dynasty Warriors. And there's also a Chronicle mode, which I'll get into later in this review. So the first thing I want to talk about is the story modes, which you get one story mode area, and then there are about 12 different story modes. So far I've found 4 battles in each story mode, but there's about 12 of them, so that's a lot of gameplay. That's about 2 hours for each story mode if you play it on normal. If you play it on easy, you'll get through it in maybe an hour. And also you can play the game in 1 player, 2 players offline co-op, or you can play online multiplayer co-op where you can play with a friend. And you can play on easy, normal, hard, and nightmare. And I highly recommend leveling up your character before you play on nightmare difficulty, because it is really hard. Even when you're just going around using triangle hyper attacks on everyone, you still take a lot of damage on nightmare difficulty. The setting and story of Samurai Warriors 4 is taking place during the Sengoku period of Japan. And this is the time when there's a lot of political and military conflict and warfare going on. So each of the different stories will tell something different, but it all leads up to trying to unite Japan between the Eastern and Western armies. And I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't played a Samurai Warriors game before, so I will leave it at that. No matter how you play the game, there's going to be a little bit of repetitiveness, but if you can get over that, you're going to have a lot of fun. You have your normal attacks, and you have strong attack, and R1, depending on what character you have, they do a certain move. Kunoichi, she'll like attack them and back off. And with triangle, you use the hyper attack. Pretty much you're like a ninja and you just go across multiple enemies. You can get a higher combo. The easiest way to beat a boss is to hit a lot of enemies with the triangle button, because you build up your meter on the left side of the screen. Once you have 5 dots glowing, and you also have full Muzu, you want to go into special mode with your analog sticks and then hit circle, and you'll do an awesome attack. And it's a lot stronger when you use your Muzu attack in this special mode, and it's an easy way to beat the enemies. Now if you play on the harder difficulties, like I said, they'll attack harder and you'll have to block a lot more and use other attacks. But it's really fast paced, it's really fun, and if you like building up combos, you're going to get huge combos out of this game. And after you beat each mission, you level up your characters. So it has a little bit of RPG feel to it. And it's not as easy to level up as Warriors Orochi 3. And the combat seems a lot more fresh from that game. That's the most recent game I played out of the Warriors genre. And it feels more fresh and it feels different than when I played Dynasty Warriors or Warriors Orochi. So it has its own little feel to it. Each character has their own signature power and special attacks. Another cool attack you can do at certain points in the game, I guess if you get your enemy hurt enough, or if you daze them certain times, there'll be a triangle button above them. And depending on who you're using, you hit triangle above them and you'll do a cool attack. Like with the Kasumi character that I made in the game, she did something totally different than Kunoichi. And different than the other characters. It's really fun. So besides story mode, there's also a free mode, which is basically how it sounds. You can play any of the unlocked stages, and you can actually unlock more stages and more characters if you play the Chronicle mode. And you can also play 2-player online co-op, or you can play split screen. And of course you can play single player. In Chronicle mode, you can use a custom character. It's like Empires mode, but more unique and different. And you can choose whatever location you want to start in. And I chose Kinky because of the name, and also, and I'm gonna probably say her name wrong, either Gracia or Gracia. Correct me on whoever the pink-haired girl is. And I chose to make Kasumi and Kokoro, which you'll see in my create a character videos in a later upload. And you get to travel around the land. There's so many different elements to this Chronicle mode. It's really fun and interesting, and it takes a lot longer than story mode to get 100% biographies and 100% of the events. And there are shops, you get a mentor, you can choose what you want to do, you can choose what type of path you want to go on. I chose the warrior path, and you'll get 1 star for like beating so many enemies. And for me to get the 2nd star is you have to defeat so many officers, and you have to defeat so many famous officers. And there's so much variation in the missions that this feels so new to me. I like it a lot. I like Chronicle mode. I hope they implement it into Dynasty Warriors maybe eventually in the future, and then switch back and forth in these ones maybe. Like make it for Samurai Warriors 5, make it like a conquering the land type of thing that you see in Dynasty Warriors. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I like this though a lot. There are friendship levels which you build depending on your actions and how you react. You can choose from 2 different choices at certain points, and depending on what you do, you can increase your friendship level. And it's really cool because you actually get the choice there of doing something. When you're playing this game, you can switch back and forth with the options button. You get 2 characters. You get a primary and a secondary, and you can be at one spot and your second character could be at another spot. The good way to utilize 2 characters is pressing up on the D-pad and having your character go attack a certain objective, and these objectives give you more cash when you complete these objectives. If you fail, you don't get as much cash and experience. It all works in your points at the end of the battle. So you can press up, and I can send my second character to go fight a semi-boss, and I can go attack the main boss, and I can switch over to her while my character is still attacking the main boss, and I will go and gain control of the second character and defeat that person. Or defeating a spy, I'll go over and look for the spies with the second player, and then I'll still have my main character doing what she already started. As you can see, there's a lot of variation in this game, and it keeps this fun and entertaining. Also in story mode, once you have it unlocked, there is a shop, and you can upgrade your weapons using different types of gems and different items, and you can customize your weapons to make them more powerful. You can add more to them, and you have to spend a little bit of cash, which is not too hard to come by because I have loads of cash in this game. There's also a shop in Chronicle mode too, if you needed to know that. The last thing I want to talk about is Dojo mode, where you can go in and customize a character to your liking. And also there's biographies in there about each character you encountered. There's a vault with all the events that have occurred so far, and you can adjust the game settings, and you can view tutorials. I haven't even looked at that yet. But the create a character, there is so much depth to this. I love it. This is what I want in the game like this or in an RPG. For instance, it's a lot like Skyrim. You get a lot of choice in how your character looks. Like in this game though, you can control their hair color and their eyebrow color and what their hair looks like. There's a lot of choices, and you can add accessories, and you can change their stance. Kind of like the wrestling games if you think about it. I haven't played one in a while, but the older ones had a lot of customization. This has a lot of customization too. I love it. And you can choose their voice and everything. One downside that many people might have with this game is that it's not in English. I didn't have a problem with this game because in Dynasty Warriors I'm used to some of them not having English, but there are subtitles in English. You cannot change it from Japanese though, and I don't mind listening to Japanese. Chinese is a little different, like when I hear Chinese, but I like Japanese a lot because I enjoy watching anime and anime type of games. So Japanese is not that bad, especially when you have good voice actors. I still have not talked about the graphics yet, which the graphics in this game look great. Kunoichi in this game looks better than Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, but then again, that game is based off of the Warriors Orochi 3. So this game's a little newer than that one on the PS4. But on the PS4, the colors look great, everything stands out. There are some details in the backgrounds and the environments that could could use more detail, isn't as good as what it could be, like trees, for example. I think trees could look better in this game. These are just little things that bother me just a tiny bit. They don't bother me that much, but some people, they might be like, oh my god, it doesn't look that great. Well, compared to the PS3, it looks a lot better. It's more colorful, and when you play this game on your 1080p TV, if you have one, it looks amazing. So overall, this game has a lot of hours if you want to complete the whole story mode that leads up to something even better. So play that story mode. You won't regret it. It has awesome gameplay mechanics. I do think they could add a little bit more to the gameplay, but the variety is there. It has diverse gameplay mechanics. I do think they could add a little bit more to the gameplay, but overall it's really fun and great. Character creation has a lot of variety and is robust. In Chronicle mode, I have had one of my best experiences ever in a Warriors game. It is so fun. I cannot wait for Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires when that comes out, and then I can compare it even more, because this is the PlayStation 4 version of the game, so I can compare the two and see which one I like better. But this is fresh and new to me. The graphics, they do look good, but they can always improve on that. Once we get over this cross-gen PS3, PS4, and Vita type of thing, and only stick to PlayStation 4 and Vita, possibly just PlayStation 4, depending on how the Vita turns out in the future, we're going to have a lot better looking graphics. This is going to look like crap compared to what we'll have in the future. My final score would be a 9 out of 10. This is a great game for any Warriors series fan. And if you loved Samurai Warriors before, I guarantee you're going to love this game. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. And if you would like to buy this game, use the Amazon link below. It will help support my channel and me by giving me 6% of the sale. Thank you guys for watching. See you.